Hello, and welcome to Great Sleep. Get ready to listen and relax. Today I will tell you a story about the cozy workshop of a master who made and repaired guitars. His passion for his work influenced all the residents of the city and infected them with the love of music. In a small, bustling city named Harmonyville, nestled among the charming streets and hidden alleyways, there was a cozy corner that housed Ben's melody-making workshop. The workshop exuded a warm and nostalgic atmosphere, with its wooden walls adorned with guitars of all shapes and sizes. The scent of freshly cut wood and varnish lingered in the air, creating an inviting ambience that drew musicians and music lovers alike. Ben, a middle-aged man with salt and pepper hair and kind eyes, had dedicated his life to the art of guitar making. His passion for his craft was evident in every corner of the workshop. The walls were adorned with photographs and memorabilia from his journey as a guitar maker, each piece telling a story of dedication and love for music. The workshop itself was a treasure trove of tools and materials. Shelves lined with jars filled with various types of wood, each with its unique grain and character. Workbenches covered in sawdust and wood shavings, evidence of countless hours spent meticulously shaping and crafting each guitar. And in the center of it all stood Ben, his hands calloused from years of working with wood, his eyes filled with a spark of creativity. On this particular day, Ben was engrossed in his work, carefully shaping the body of a guitar. His hands moved with precision, guided by years of experience and an unwavering passion for his craft. As he worked, he hummed softly to himself, lost in the melody of his creation. The melodies seemed to flow effortlessly from his fingertips, intertwining with the sound of saws and sanders. It was as if the workshop itself had become an instrument, harmonizing with the guitars that were born within its walls. Inside the workshop, time seemed to stand still as Ben could always be found meticulously working on a guitar. With steady hands and focused eyes, he carefully shaped the wood, ensuring each curve and angle was perfect. His attention to detail was unmatched, and he strung each instrument with precision, producing a sound that was nothing short of magical. As he worked, Ben's mind wandered to the countless hours he had spent honing his craft. He recalled the first time he held a guitar in his hands, the way the wood felt against his fingertips, and the sound that resonated through his soul when he strummed the strings. From that moment on, he knew that he wanted to dedicate his life to creating instruments that would bring joy and inspiration to others. The workshop was a sanctuary for Ben, a place where he could lose himself in the melodies of his craft. The walls echoed with the sounds of saws cutting through wood, sandpaper smoothing rough edges, and the gentle hum of strings being tuned. The air was thick with anticipation as each guitar took shape, revealing its unique character and personality. One day, as Ben was engrossed in his work, a young woman named Emily entered the workshop with a broken guitar in her hands. Frustration and disappointment etched across her face as she explained her attachment to the instrument. Ben looked up from his work, his eyes filled with empathy as he listened attentively to her story. "I've had this guitar for years," Emily began, her voice filled with a mix of sadness and longing. "It's been with me through thick and thin. We've played countless songs together, and it holds so many memories. But recently, it fell and the neck snapped. I thought it was beyond repair." Ben gently took the broken guitar from Emily's hands and examined it closely. He could see the wear and tear that spoke of countless hours of practice and heartfelt performances. He could sense the emotional connection Emily had with her instrument, and he knew that repairing it went beyond fixing a broken string or a cracked body. It was about preserving memories and restoring a piece of her soul. With a reassuring smile, Ben said, "I understand how important this guitar is to you, Emily. I will do everything I can to repair it and bring it back to life. Trust me, it will be as good as new." Emily's eyes lit up with a glimmer of hope as she watched Ben carefully examine the broken pieces of her guitar. She could sense his dedication and passion for his craft, and it gave her confidence that her beloved instrument was in good hands. As Ben repaired Emily's guitar, he spoke to her about the transformative power of music. He shared stories of how music had brought joy and healing to people's lives, including his own. He told her about the times when he felt lost or overwhelmed, and how picking up a guitar and losing himself in its melodies had brought him solace and clarity. Emily listened intently, her eyes lighting up with hope. She had always known that music had a way of touching the depths of her soul, but hearing Ben's stories reaffirmed her belief. She realized that her broken guitar was not just an instrument, it was a conduit for emotions and memories. And as Ben carefully strung the repaired guitar and handed it back to her, she could feel the weight of those emotions return. "It's beautiful," Emily whispered, her voice filled with awe as she strummed a few chords. The sound that emanated from the instrument was pure and resonant, carrying with it a sense of nostalgia and hope. Ben smiled warmly at Emily, his eyes filled with pride. "Music has a way of healing us, Emily," he said softly. "I'm glad I could help bring your guitar back to life. May it continue to bring you joy and inspiration." A few weeks later, an elderly man named Mr. Johnson walked into the workshop, carrying a worn-out guitar. As he entered, nostalgia filled his eyes, and he spoke of the memories that flooded his mind. I used to play in a band when I was young, Mr. Johnson began, his voice tinged with a mix of joy and longing. We would travel from town to town, playing our hearts out in smoky bars and crowded venues. Those were some of the best years of my life. Ben listened intently, captivated by Mr. Johnson's stories. He could feel the passion and love for music that radiated from the elderly man's words. He saw the longing in Mr. Johnson's eyes, a desire to reconnect with a part of himself that had been lost. As Mr. Johnson continued to reminisce about his musical journey, he revealed that his guitar had fallen into disrepair over the years. Life had taken its toll, and the instrument that had once been his companion had become a mere relic of the past. Ben understood the sentimental value of the instrument and saw the opportunity to restore not just the guitar, but also Mr. Johnson's connection to his past. With a nod of determination, he said, "Mr. Johnson, I will do everything in my power to bring your guitar back to life. It deserves to be played again, to carry your melodies once more." As Ben repaired Mr. Johnson's guitar, the two bonded over their shared love for music and guitars. They exchanged stories and laughed together, forming a deep connection that transcended age and time. Through their conversations, Mr. Johnson revealed his loneliness and how reconnecting with his passion brought him comfort. Ben became not just a guitar maker, but also a friend who understood the power of music to heal and unite. In between sanding and polishing, they would sit together, strumming their guitars and reminiscing about the melodies of their youth. Mr. Johnson's fingers, weathered by time, would dance across the strings, breathing life into forgotten tunes. And as the melodies filled the workshop, a sense of joy and camaraderie enveloped them. One day, as they sat together, Mr. Johnson looked at Ben with gratitude in his eyes. "You've given me more than just a repaired guitar, Ben," he said. "You've given me a piece of myself that I thought was lost forever. Thank you for reminding me of the power of music and for being a friend when I needed one the most." Ben smiled warmly at Mr. Johnson, his heart filled with a sense of fulfillment. "It's been an honor to repair your guitar and to be a part of your musical journey, Mr. Johnson," he replied. "Music has a way of bringing people together and healing our souls. I'm glad I could play a small role in that." One sunny afternoon, a teenager named Sarah nervously entered the workshop with a guitar covered in stickers. Her eyes sparkled with a mix of excitement and apprehension as she explained her dream of becoming a musician. "I want to express myself through music," Sarah said passionately. "I want to write songs that touch people's hearts and make a difference in the world. But I need a guitar that reflects who I am, something unique and special." Ben listened attentively, captivated by Sarah's passion and determination. He could see the fire within her, waiting to be unleashed. With a smile, he assured her that she had the talent to pursue her dreams. "Sarah, your passion for music is inspiring," Ben said, his voice filled with encouragement. "I can see the determination in your eyes, and I believe in your talent. Let's create a guitar that reflects your personality and aspirations." Sarah's eyes widened with excitement as she watched Ben carefully examine her guitar. She could sense his dedication and passion for his craft, and it gave her confidence that her dreams were within reach. As Ben worked on Sarah's guitar, he poured his heart into every stroke of the brush. He carefully added custom designs that reflected Sarah's personality and aspirations. Each stroke was deliberate, as if you were painting a canvas that would capture her spirit and dreams. During their conversations, Ben shared his belief in Sarah's talent and encouraged her to never give up on her dreams. He spoke of the challenges she would face as a musician, but assured her that with dedication and perseverance, she could overcome any obstacle. Sarah watched in awe as her guitar transformed before her eyes. The stickers that once adorned it were replaced with intricate designs that reflected her innermost desires. The colors and patterns seemed to come alive, mirroring the vibrancy of her spirit. When Sarah strummed her newly customized guitar, a newfound confidence radiated from her. The sound that resonated from the instrument was powerful and full of promise. She thanked Ben for not only creating a beautiful instrument, but also empowering her to embrace her passion for music. "Thank you, Ben," Sarah said, her voice filled with gratitude. "This guitar is more than just an instrument. It's a symbol of my dreams and aspirations. With this guitar in my hands, I feel like I can conquer the world." Ben smiled warmly at Sarah, his heart filled with pride. "Remember, Sarah, music has the power to change lives. Your talent and passion can make a difference in this world. Never stop believing in yourself." Word of Ben's craftsmanship and the transformative power of his melody-making workshop spread like wildfire throughout the city. More and more people flocked to his workshop, seeking not just repairs, but also a connection to the music that resonated within their souls. Each customer that walked through the workshop doors left with a renewed sense of joy and purpose, their lives forever touched by the melodies that Ben created. Musicians from different backgrounds and walks of life would gather in the workshop, forming an eclectic community united by their love for music. They would share stories, play music together, and inspire one another. The workshop had become a sanctuary where creativity flourished, where dreams were nurtured, and where friendships were forged. The workshop buzzed with activity, as the sound of guitars being played and laughter filled every corner. Ben's melody making had become legendary, and his passion for music had touched countless lives. As the community of customers grew, the workshop became a hub of creativity and connection. Musicians of all ages and skill levels would gather within its walls, drawn by the magnetic energy that flowed through the air. The workshop was no longer just a place to repair guitars. It was a haven for anyone seeking solace in the power of music. The small corner in the bustling city had become a sanctuary for all who sought refuge in the melodies that Ben created. It was a place where dreams were nurtured, talents were honed, and friendships were forged. The workshop had become a beacon of light in a world that sometimes felt dark and overwhelming. Years passed, and Ben's melody-making workshop continued to thrive. People from all walks of life sought refuge within its walls, finding comfort and inspiration in the melodies that resonated there. Ben's craftsmanship had become legendary, and his passion for music had touched countless lives. His legacy lived on through the guitars he created and the connections he fostered. The melodies that were born within the workshop echoed through the city, reminding everyone that music was a universal language that could heal, unite, and bring joy. As Ben grew older, he knew it was time to pass on his legacy. He carefully selected an apprentice who shared his love for music and craftsmanship. Together, they continued to create melodies that echoed through the workshop, carrying on the tradition of healing and connection. And even after Ben's time on this earth came to an end, his melodies lived on, forever etched in the hearts of those whose lives he had touched. The workshop continued to thrive under the guidance of his apprentice, carrying forward the legacy of melody making and spreading the transformative power of music to generations to come.